my DA gets sick. This could be a scary time. You entrust them to do all these tasks you delegated to them, and all of a sudden they say, I'm feeling terrible, or I've gotten in an accident, I'm in the hospital, or, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, what do I do? That scrambling starts happening, and oh my gosh, how can I count on this person? They're sick. And well, it's going to happen. It's not if, it's when. This is why I put so much emphasis on the documentation process, on systems, processes, and workflows. What happens when Michael Jordan leaves the basketball team, right? Do they win 6 championships again? No. Now, that's a little bit different because you're talking about talent. I'm trying to draw a parallel between what I like to call the Michael Jordan effect that I learned from Dr. David Marino. And that Michael Jordan effect is, if you lose the person that knows everything in your business, what happens when this person leaves? Everybody's going to be scrambling. Balls are going to be dropped. Appointments are going to be missed. People are going to be late. People are going to be overwhelmed and stressed, and that just builds. Document, document, document. Systems, processes, and workflows alleviates all of that unneeded stress. So I say, to the best of your ability and in the quickest way possible, start delegating those tasks and have your assistant document every single task the way they do them. Get it confirmed so that you make sure that you're confident that they're doing it correctly. Set the signals, make sure they identify it. Remember the 3 steps to completing a task. Number 1, name it. Number 2, confirm it. Number 3, set a signal so that both know when it's done. When all that's documented in your company's workflow manual, it's easy to pick up the slack if somebody's not showing up. If someone happens to go on vacation for 2 weeks, well, in 3 years from now, maybe they want to go on vacation for 2 weeks. Are you not going to let them go? Of course you are. You're going to build a nice relationship. You're going to want them to go. But what happens when they're gone? Well, they're going to make sure that they talk with you over the different things that are going to be happening during the time that they're not going to be there. And they're going to provide you with all the steps and all the documentation needed in order to effectively complete all of those tasks. Now, another alternative is, as your company grows, you can bring in support. And now, like in my case, I hired my first assistant. She's now our director of operations. And it took me about 6 weeks, 8 weeks to get her trained up when she first came on board. When I hired my new assistant, it took us about 2 weeks. Everything was documented. The steps were there. Do I miss her? My first assistant being my assistant? Absolutely. She's amazing, but she's even more amazing as our director of operations. I only wish that for you. So what happens if your DDA gets sick or goes on vacation? Shouldn't be a big deal. As long as everything's documented and a plan has been put into place. And a plan oftentimes comes from documenting the steps, the how-tos on the different tasks that you're delegating to people. So hopefully that solves that question. Now, one thing I will say, if this is happening a lot and they're calling in sick once a week and all that stuff, let us know, because we have different ways of dealing with that. By the way, that's one of the reasons that Bottleneck is here and why we have our own HR department and why you are not hiring this person as a W-2 or a 1099. They work with Bottleneck. They're freelancers. However, we have certain processes in place to break these habits. And if this is a recurring event and you're just getting tired of it, I totally understand that. Let us know. We'll replace them for free, right? Meanwhile, the documentation has been done. So whoever it is that we replace to come in, that's not going to be sick, all the time. All the steps are already there, right? Document, document, document. I cannot stress that enough. Hope this helps. All right. Thanks.